Okay, so just a few hours ago, we had the Honkai Star Rail version 2.2 livestream. And going into this, many people thought that this may be a bit of a slower update. 2.0 and 2.1 have been massive updates. We've had Acheron, we've had Aventurine, we've had all of that story. So it wouldn't really surprise anyone if they just took a break and just decided to hold back on a few things like events and stories and stuff. But it seems like in version 2.2, they've gone all out again. As you can see here, I'm actually on the livestream VOD, and it's actually number 9 on trending for gaming, which is pretty insane, seeing as this is the livestream. This isn't even the trailer that they brought out, as here is the actual trailer, and it's doing nowhere near as good as this, meaning that a ton of people are really enjoying the content in this update. And overall, I thought this was a really good update. We've got a ton of rewards. I mean, we've got even more anniversary awards, even though they gave us some in the last update, which is just great. Looking in my mailbox today, I got 1,600 Stellar Jades and also 10 fuel, which is just amazing. And pretty much in this update, they announced that there's going to be even more of the main story. There's going to be new characters, some new events, just a ton of stuff, which looks super amazing. But in this video, I'm not going to be talking about the version 2.2 livestream itself. I'm actually going to be talking about the characters they mentioned in it, and going over whether you should pull for either Robin or Boothill, or neither of them, or both of them. As over on Twitter a few days ago, Honkai Star announced 2 more of the new characters coming out, which is Firefly, who we've seen a lot in the story, and also Jade, who we saw in the most recent Aventurine quest, meaning that we've got Robin, Boothill, Jade, and Firefly to choose from. So you may be a little bit confused on who to actually pull for or who to save for, especially if you're free to play. So I'm going to be talking about both Robin and Boothill and explaining their kit and what they do, and then finally at the end kind of concluding whether one's better than the other, or which one you should pull for depending on your situation. So let's start off with Robin. Robin has been one of my most anticipated characters in Penacony, aside from all the ones I've pulled for, and this is the only character out of the original ones that were teased at the start of Penacony that I want. So if you don't know about her, she's a 5-star physical unit that follows the path of harmony, meaning that the overall playstyle for Robin is going to be a kind of buffer character who's going to boost the damage of your team and just help them out a ton, as that is generally what the harmony do. And also, I don't think enough people say this whenever comparing characters, is the character design. The character design on Robin is absolutely amazing. In the story, she's supposed to be some kind of like singer or something that is like super famous in Penacony, and the overall character design really reflects that, which is just amazing. And not only is the appearance great and reflects well for her being a singer, but also the inclusions of sound in her abilities, which they actually showcase a little bit in the live stream, which I'll play now.
Boosting number and enters a performative state. This state allows all allies to immediately take action while also providing buffs.
What, everyone immediately takes action again? This Robin is full of surprises.
And so, as you can see, the Honkai Star Rail team have really cooked with this character, and also they've cooked with Boothill as well, which I will get into on the Boothill part, but I don't think we've really seen this level of sound effects and music whenever it comes to a character's design. I mean, we do have stuff with Acheron where they do sound effects super well, but there isn't really anything that changes the whole music of the game, and we'll just have to wait and see whether the music gets a bit repetitive, as obviously you're going to be hearing it every time she pops her ultimate, which might get a little bit annoying, so maybe they'll give an option to turn it off or something. But looking at this like first time, it is very cool, and I can't wait to see it in the game. So let's get into her actual abilities. So in the live stream, they start off with a technique, and what it pretty much does is create a dimension around her, which lasts for 15 seconds. Enemies within this dimension will not attack Robin and will follow Robin while the dimension is active. So they'll pretty much just be following her around the map, but not attacking her. And if she enters the battle while this dimension is active, she regenerates 5 energy at the start of each wave, which is just super good for getting your energy up at the start of a battle. And then in the live stream, they do gloss over this, but she does have a normal attack, which is just a basic normal attack. I mean, I can see why they didn't really include it because there's nothing special about it, but then they move on to the skill, which looks like an ultimate within itself. And pretty much what the skill does, it increases damage dealt by allies by 25%, which is absolutely insane. If you know characters like Bronya, it takes that ultimate to do this kind of stuff, so this being packed into a skill is absolutely amazing, and obviously it's going to help you do a ton more damage. So if you are looking for another Harmony character that can really boost your damage, you know, there are many options now. We've got Bronya, we've got Sparkle, we've got Tingyun, we've got so many buffers now, but also we've got Robin, who could be at the very top of these buffers. And then finally, they show off her ultimate, which I did show you just a minute ago of the whole singing. That is her ultimate animation, and yes, the music is included in that. And what she pretty much does, she enters some kind of state, and pretty much in this ultimate, she increases all of her allies' attack. Then she also deals additional damage whenever her allies do an attack. So say for example, Aventurine attacks an enemy, he'll attack, and then after that, they'll also get another bit of damage on them by Robin, which is just super amazing for dealing extra damage, especially coming from a Harmony character, plus all of this buffing that she's doing. And also another thing to mention is that Robin is immune to all full crowd control debuffs whenever she's in this kind of ultimate state, which as you can guess is amazing because there's a lot of enemies out there at the moment that do provide crowd control debuffs. And also I forgot to mention whenever I was recording, the Robin actually makes all of the other allies immediately take action, meaning that you'll bring them right up to the top, giving them another turn, which is just insane. I mean, I don't even know how I missed this because it is such an amazing ability. There's so many people out there using like dance with their supports to try to get their characters to have an advanced action, but Robin pretty much just does this guaranteed in her kit, which is amazing and absolutely broken. So we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out with the characters. So yeah, that's pretty much all they showcased with Robin. There isn't much more information officially announced yet, so we're just gonna have to wait and see what she does over time. And honestly, I can't wait to pull for her and try her out. And also, not to mention, she'll be on the first phase of the banner, so she will be the first character to come out next, with her being joined by Topaz. And on the second phase of the banner, it will obviously be Boothill, and he will be joined by Fushuan, who is also another amazing character, making it even harder to make this decision. So now moving on to Boothill. Boothill seems like such an amazing character, although I won't be pulling on him because I really need to save my Stellar Jades for other characters. His character design is also amazing, just like Robin. And the whole kind of vibe he's got going on there is some kind of like robot cowboy thing, which I think is very cool. And if you take a look at his short little trailer, there is a ton of like JoJo's references, especially to Steel Ball Run, which I really like. And we've seen a lot in Honkai Star Rail. They do include a lot of JoJo's references, so I think the developers are big fans. But again, Boothill is a 5-star physical character who follows the path of the hunt. So we're getting 2 physical characters in a row, which is pretty cool because we haven't seen a lot of physical characters lately. I mean, we've had Argenti, who really wasn't that great, but I think these 2 characters could really bring up the overall value in physical units, especially with Robin's buffs and everything, which I think is very, very cool. So what does Boothill actually do? So in the live stream, they start off with his skill, and pretty much what it does, you can choose a target enemy that will enter a standoff state, which if you've seen a lot of Western films or know a lot about cowboys, you know they'd often have little duels between 2 people, and this is what this skill essentially is. And what the skill does, it taunts an enemy, meaning that the 2 are kind of focused on each other. And so pretty much what it does in the standoff state, it boosts the damage of Boothill's basic attack, and he can't use his skill for 2 turns, meaning that you have to pretty much attack this enemy with your normal attack. But whenever in this state, whenever one character attacks another, they actually gain a damage bonus. And yes, I mean both of the characters. The enemy will also gain a damage bonus if he attacks Boothill, and the same for Boothill attacking an enemy, which is kind of cool, and it's something that we haven't really seen in anyone's kit. And obviously, if Boothill defeats an enemy, then this standoff effect will be dispelled. And then next, they go into his enhanced basic attack. What his normal basic attack does is just deal physical damage, just like Robin, 50% of the attack. But this enhanced basic attack is called Fanning the Hammer, which I think is kind of cool. Again, even more cowboy and Western references there. And pretty much what this does, it increases the overall damage that his basic attack does, and it can't be used on any other target. So you can only use it on that target that you're dueling with, which again is just super unique, and I really like it. And then next in the live stream, they talk about his talent, which is called 5 Ps in a pod. And what this pretty much does is provide a massive break effect whenever an enemy's weakness is broken, which again is amazing, and he'll be doing a ton of damage. Obviously, he's a hunt character, so he's supposed to do a ton of damage. And if you haven't guessed by now, he is a single target DPS character. And then finally for his ultimate, which is actually kind of interesting because it almost power creeps Silverwolf. As if you don't know of Silverwolf, you can actually apply weaknesses to enemies, making it so that an enemy can be weak to one of the elements that you have. And this is kind of similar with Boothill. What his ultimate does, it applies physical weakness to an enemy target. Then after that, he pretty much just does a massive amount of damage. And I mean, it's kind of fitting with the whole cowboy theme going on here. It's pretty much just signifying the end of the duel. He just does a ton of damage, and it's just one shot. So that's pretty much all they talked about in the live stream there. And yeah, Boothill is a very cool character. He's definitely very aesthetically pleasing, and I really like all the references that is included in his character. But who should you actually pull for? Well, as I said, they are both physical characters, but the difference is in the path that they follow. Robin is a harmony character, so if you're looking for a good buffer, especially if you're free to play and don't really have a buffer at the moment, then Robin could be an amazing choice and can pretty much just provide your team with a massive damage bonus as well as advancing their actions forwards a lot. Whereas Boothill, he follows the path of the hunt, so he's going to be doing a ton of damage, and he obviously won't be buffing anyone. So if you're looking for a character that can deal a massive amount of single target enemy damage, then Boothill is definitely the choice for you. Now, as for free to play and non-free to play, I mean, both of these characters could be pretty insane, especially if you don't have a good character that fits into any of these types. So if you do want to get a copy of them, I definitely recommend getting either of them, to be honest. Do I recommend getting both of them? Probably not, especially if you're free to play, but getting one copy of one of these characters could be amazing, especially seeing as they're physical, because we don't have a ton of physical units out that are good at the moment. So overall, both of these characters are amazing, and I definitely recommend pulling for at least one of them, because I think they're going to massively change the game, especially Robin with all of the abilities that she has. Boothill not so much, because he just deals damage, and I mean, a lot of characters can do that, especially recently with like Acheron coming out, who deals a ton of damage. Obviously, she's a bit of a different character to him, but in terms of single target enemy damage, he he could be one of the best characters for it. At the moment, we've got characters like Zila who have kind of been falling behind a little bit, so I'm kind of interested to see how he compares to her. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's your choice on who you pull for, but honestly, I think they're both amazing characters, and I hope this video has informed you on what the characters do and, you know, help you decide on which one to pull for. So if you did enjoy this video, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, because I am making a ton of these kind of guide content videos to help you guys out with Honkai Star and also Genshin Impact. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. That's all. See ya.